But you know what isn't awful? Mikal Bridges getting his contract extension legally. 4 years, $150 million. Daniel, I don't know how to feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Seeing him in the playoffs was like cool. He was like good-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So how much money is this per year? 4 years, 450, 180, 20. It's
It's
40?
gonna be 37.5.
$37.5 million every year.
Yeah,
I
relatively cheap in NBA standards.
yeah,
So
yeah.
shouldn't this help?
I mean, he's gonna be there, and you know what's? Yeah, even if he's like sometimes he has down games and things like that, he's always gonna be there.
Right.
I don't think he's ever missed a game.
He hasn't.
He has not missed one game yet in his entire NBA career, and he's been in the league for a minute. So you're banking on him being healthy, and when he's in the game and healthy, he can potentially put up numbers, play good defense, be a very good supporting role for Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, and he's a good person to have in your starting lineup who can potentially go off on any given night when his shots falling. So this is why Jalen Brunson took less money. So
Mm-hmm.
Mikal Bridges could get paid. So OG could get paid.
Yep.
So we could bring in
Yep.
other guys on shorter deals and then be okay with it because they're playing with me and Kat and OG and Mikal and Mitchell. And we have the cap space to do what we want with this team and make it how we want it. Actually, you know what? I'm okay with this deal now. I've talked myself out of it.
There you go.
I've talked myself out of it.
There you go.
It was just
Sometimes you gotta talk it out.
it's just the 150. 150. Ooh, that's big. It's a big number.
But the way you feel about NBA prices, I feel about NFL prices.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where we like.
Shake
See,
on
this
it.
is where we shake.
Yep.
Because I think it's actually a really cheap deal for Mikhail. I think it's a very team friendly deal, all things considered. He wanted to, he could have got a big max contract. It could have been 180 million very easily. Um, so I think he took a little bit less money on the he left money on the table. And look, I think there are good things and bad things about Bridges, right? He plays every game. He's consistent. He's got an okay shot. He's a great defender. His scoring's inconsistent. You want him to be more aggressive. You want him to kind of be incorporated more in the offense. That being said, he's not the best player on this team. He's not. It's Jalen Brunson, Cat, and maybe OG Anunoby. Maybe Josh Hart's more important than he is. Right? Maybe Mitchell Robinson's more important than he is. Like there are other factors of this team that are more important than Mikal Bridges. So I think he's a nice piece to have. I think it's a piece you need to have, yeah. But is he the end all be all? No. But I am happy that he's here because he's a good piece to have. And I think when you look at this Knicks team, this is their window from when they traded and signed Jalen Brunson to the next 4 years. This is their window. They got Brunson, McHale, and Cat on all team friendly deals. They have all their star players that they want. They are definitively saying this is the group. This is the group we're going to believe in. This is the group that we feel like is going to push us to an NBA final championship, baby. We have our coach, we have our players, we have everyone who we want involved. So this is going to be the next 3 or 4 years is going to be these guys going to be on their shoulders to deliver what they need to deliver. They didn't get Giannis, they didn't get Embiid, they didn't get Curry, they didn't get LeBron. This is their group. They're believing in it, they're investing in it, and they've determined that this is going to be the core of the team for the next 4 to 5 years, with little pieces sprinkled here and there to help them get better. But in terms of the starting five, they've determined what that is already.
And I think they, at least in this Eastern Conference, the year coming up, they have a really good shot at being not only the 1 seed, but actually making it out of the East, right?
Right.
Pacers aren't going to have Halliburton. They've kind of depleted. The Bucks are like meh. The what do you call it? The Magic are like on the come up, but like not there yet.
Right.
Boston's taken a little step back, right? They'll still be there, but not as good as they once were. And
Cleveland's too inconsistent.
yeah, Cleveland, I don't even trust them getting out of the second round, let alone making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then for me, the Pistons are probably a really tough test for you guys, right? If the Pistons
Hmm.
keep up the way that they play and they keep getting these pieces, they could be a scary team to look out for, the sneaky like 3 or 4 seed, right? And then you
Right.
play them either in the second or Eastern Conference Finals, and it's a tough ass matchup. So I feel like the Knicks, this like last year was a really good chance. This is an even better chance than last year.
Right.
And that's saying something because last year it was a lot more better teams. But now you have these teams who are like on the come up, but like they're not there yet. You know what I mean? Their starting lineup still needs a little bit of work. This team needs to retool. The Knicks are the only team that's like, we have everything. That's it. And there's nothing else that
Right.
we need to add, really. Sure, we could add maybe one guy here, another guy here, but like, you don't need that. You literally have everything in place. And now you have a new coach. Things are looking up. So I expect, this is lofty expectations, they should make it to the finals. They should. Barring health, the Knicks should be in the NBA Finals next year. Now, whether they win it or not, that's a whole different story. But they should be there. That's it. And,
I
and
can't disagree.
Daniel, this is what happens when you sign good players and you have good players. This is the expectation. All right, don't give me the sad look of yeah, don't give me that shit. All right, this is what happens when you have
I'm
Jalen
just
Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges,
I
Mitchell
don't get a
Robinson, Josh
break.
Hart. There's no break. This is what happens when you have good talent in the room. This is the
I have
expectation.
I, I have the Mets who are trying to get a World Series bound. I have the Knicks who are really after are going to be vying for an NBA title. I have the Rangers who have no idea how good they're going to be, but they could also be pretty good depending on how good they are. And then there's the Jets, but still, it, I get nothing. Even if I have my softball, that's how crazy this is right now. But like even like after all that, like even like the Jets have their own beef too, where it's like, how good are they going to be? If I see good football, how I'm be invested every week. Like every day, I'm going to be invested in some type of game for some type of reason.
That's right. And that's the
Look,
when you have a good team, that's what it is. All right, this is the expectation now, Daniel. We can't shy away from it. We have to face it head
I
on.
love and I hate my, I love and I hate my job. I really do.
But listen, like, you know, I think the Knicks are going to do it, right? If they beat these other teams at full strength last year, you can beat the Magic.
Right.
You could beat Milwaukee, who's like, meh. You could take down a Celtics team led by Jaylen Brown. Right? You could do all these things. Now just don't get hurt. That's it. If they get hurt, it's a different story, different conversation. This isn't the same team. Now we got different expectations. But healthy? This team's fucking gross. Disgusting. So they have to make it to the finals. With this team, there's an expectation where if you don't make it to the finals, you're a fucking failure. Big failure.
Yeah, I agree. I can't argue with it. I agree.
Yeah. But it's like, man,
Just
like
I hate having to. I can't put expectations on my team. I can't, and I hate doing it because now I look everything at it with a more critical eye,
mhm.
right? So I don't know. I get it. and I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, from where we were 4 years ago, 5 years ago. This is where the Knicks should be at. This is where the Rangers should be at. Where the Mets should be at, right? But at the same time, it's like, man, it used to be simple when we were, you know, 15 and 50, and a nothing game on a Tuesday, and the Garden was still packed, and those were good times where nobody cared. Everybody just let out their emotion. Now it's like we let out our emotion, but now we care. So now it's more angry.
Right.